Hello, Marketing One students. Today, what I'm going to talk about is SWOT analysis within a competitive analysis. So, if you feel like you have a pretty good grasp about SWOT based on today's or yesterday's discussion in Marketing One during our synchronous day, you actually don't have to listen to this part. So, just be mindful about that. It's a little bit of a review. So, the first thing I talked about today was talking about sustainable competitive advantage. And what that sustainable competitive advantage is what makes you better than your competition. Typically speaking, this should be maintained over a long period of time, and a lot of times it falls under one of these four different categories. So it's either customer excellence, so like having great customer service and having repeat customers. Operational excellence, so having good operations where people don't have to stand in line, everything gets done pretty quickly. Maybe you have an order online system, anything to that extent. And then we look at that product excellence, which is the brand quality products that you're offering to your customers and what makes you unique. So if you're a restaurant, this could be your menu of what makes you special compared to your competition. And then the other one we look at as we look at locational excellence. So where are you located? Where are you at? Do you have online ordering, a website, a drive-through, pickup, whatever that looks like. So that location excellence. From there, we talk about SWOT. And SWOT analysis is really where you look at what is going on right now within your company. And as a company, you look at, it's almost like a picture or a snapshot of what's going on internally and externally for your company. So SWOT means strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Your strengths and weaknesses, which are your first two, are going to be internal, where your opportunities and threats are going to be external. So within your internal, so those strengths and weaknesses, those are all things that are happening within your building. You have control over them and you can see it happening and you can be able to look at what's going on. Most of the time, these are staff related questions. So who are you hiring? Who do you have on staff? Your financial questions. So how much are you making? Your financial documents. How much are you charging? Your production capabilities. So how much can you make at a given time? What are your products that you have, etc. And then the last part is your marketing mix, which is your product, your price, your place, and your promotion. And how are you going through and answering those P's? Where your opportunities and threats on the flip side are things that are happening outside of your company and you really have very little control over them. This is where your competition is looked at. So you don't have a lot of control over your competition, but you have to know what they're doing so you're able to compete with them. An environmental scan, your political side. So if there's bills or laws being put into place that may affect your company, you need to know about those. Economics, so supply and demand, but also inflation, and your consumer spending is going to be part of this. Social cultural is all about your trends, so things that are popular. And then your technological, which is your technology, so things that you can do to emphasize on that technology standpoint of things. This is an example of a SWOT analysis. So this is Amazon SWOT, and you can kind of look through it and you can pause here if you want to like read through the different parts, but notice what their strengths, their weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are. So typically your strengths and your opportunities, those are helpful for your company, and your weaknesses and your threats are harmful for your company. So when you complete a SWOT analysis, really the big thing you have to do is you have to answer that, is it internal or external? So do you have control over the situation? Is it happening within your building? And if it's internal, then it's a strength. And if it's external, then it's an opportunity. And then you also have to look at that good or bad. Is it good for the company or is it negative for the company? And then based off of that, that's either going to be, if it's positive, it's going to be the strength or the opportunity, and negative is going to be a weakness or a threat. And those are kind of the big things that we went through today. So with that, that's really all you need to know from this standpoint. And I'm going to end this